You gave me, I thought it was a blessing, still think it's a blessing to be on probation.
Mhm.
I don't care, DDRF, whatever it is, if you're asking me that, you're the judge, so I'm not gonna say no. When the probation officer, all he said is.
All right, who's here on Sergio Garcia?
That's me, Judge, and we are ready.
All right,
Go ahead,
Mr. Garcia.
It was going to be a contested MTR, but the state is going to withdraw the MTR.
And state, what's the reason for withdrawing?
Come to a proposed agreement, Your Honor, on the term of the MTR. Well, this is just my notes.
I don't have the withdrawal sheet.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I wasn't on this quite yet.
All right.
sorry.
Yeah. So how's it going?
It's going. How are you?
All right, so have you already went on your trip or is it coming up?
It's coming up. So we went on a CLE about phones, which was very interesting. All about phones and the metadata and
Mhm.
the dumps, and so that was very interesting.
Tell them to get that for discovery quickly. How can you receive it quicker than what they're doing?
Yeah. But then we're gonna go to Mississippi in June.
Oh, what do you got? Which part of Mississippi?
We're gonna go to Biloxi. We gamble.
Oh, well, good luck.
I called her.
Yeah.
She's putting it up now for you.
All right, thank you.
I'll sign it.
All right, so what's the reason for the withdrawal?
So Ms. Jones called me on Friday. We had previously set this for a contested, I guess, after some further investigation. We reached an agreement that they would withdraw the MTR. We would alter and amend, put it for IOP and a no contact order. That was more suitable with the evidence that they had.
Probation. On this case, do you need an updated TAP evaluation?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so Ms. Christian,
Yes.
based upon what I'm reviewing and the motion to revoke, I do have concerns with the drug use.
Okay. You need to talk to us?
So the TAP evaluation is going to be in custody.
Okay.
My understanding that should be relatively quick.
Alfredo Campos.
So I'm gonna alternate man a TAP evaluation, follow TAP results, because I don't know if they're gonna
Recommend anything
yes.
or something?
And then Ms. Abrams, I'm gonna ask for 120 sober meetings and 120 days upon release. So that'll be a TAP evaluation in custody, follow TAP results, plus 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
I just don't know why I didn't pass it anyway, that's the thing. At that time, I was taking medicine for a broken tumor.
Mhm.
And I did go to a meat market to get antibiotics, my face was sore.
So here's the thing, when you're on probation, and this is what I tell everybody, everyone, please whisper. Your life is not your own, right? So anytime you take any type of medications, you need to make sure that a prescription is given to probation. So when they test you, they can see whether or not that medication will cause any type of false positives. And here's the other thing. I don't know what's going on between you and the complainant that's listed. Sure.
I have no idea who that's, I've never heard anything before.
Well, that's good for you. So you don't need to be around that complainant, okay? So what you're on probation for, if your probation were revoked, and I'm sure your counsel has told you this, you're looking at life in prison. So don't step wrong.
No, I'm not doing that. I mean, I've got my driver's license, I got a vehicle, and the only way I found out about this warrant was I actually got pulled over and officer was gonna let me go with the warrant.
But then
But then
that's,
he thought that I had a warrant, but I was surprised, just surprised as anything.
okay.
I just I'm scared out there. I'm
Okay.
walking on thin ice, so I watch every step I take.
All right. So here's the thing, if anything goes wrong and you feel like you have some issues with anything, all you have to do is, in this court, all you have to do is let your probation officer know.
That I understand.
And if that doesn't happen, you can come in here and let me know, okay? You wanted to address something?
Yes, Judge, I just wanted to confirm that you wanted the no contact also in the limited condition.
Yes, and yes, no contact with the complainant.
Thank you, Judge. And if I could get my withdrawal for whenever you.
Yes, you can. Let me see where I put it. Paper is being,
Coming.
here we are. You know, when you have so much on your desk, paper starts
It
disappearing.
does. It's like that sock in the dryer.
Oh, yeah, it's like, what do you call it? What do they say when things disappear? Who's doing it? The fairies or? Yes. Okay, let's not bring tummy knockers up in here. That's very scary. All right. All right, thank you so much. I love your pen.
Thank you, Judge. Will we be excused?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello. Hi. So, Mr. Lopez, is your client a US citizen or no?
He is not a citizen, Your Honor.
Do you have an immigration attorney?
Oh, we're gonna request one from the MAC.
All right. So where are we on discovery?
Almost gathered all evidence except defendants was submitted to a SANE exam that has been submitted to the lab. I need to check with the lab to see if they have finished testing that and provide the results of that to defense, along with confirming victims interview at Child Safe and making that available for defense to review.
All right. And was there any CPS records?
Yes, there were, and those are available. I don't know if defense has those or not, but if he doesn't, we can provide. I can make a copy. I don't have them right now, but I can make one and add one ready for him.
All right. And do you need me to sign a protective order?
I will print one up for you, yes, Your Honor.
Norma? Recall this case for, I'm going to recall you for July 28th. And that will give your attorney chance to speak to immigration. And
Thank you,
that will
Judge.
give the state, if there's any type of DNA evidence, the chance to at least have that available. Do you
Thank you,
have
Judge.
any, you're welcome. Do you have any questions?
No,
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. What are we here for?
Motion to withdraw a motion to enter adjudication of guilt. The state cannot produce the witnesses that we need to substantiate the violation allegations.
All right,
As
so,
I understand it, there is only one violation allegation.
yes. All right, and who are the complainants alleged to be in this case?
The complainants, if I remember correctly, is Richard Slackner, SLAGTER.
SLAGTER.
TER.
All right, you're not to have
You
any
need to talk to
contact with this person, do you understand?
Yes.
You are on
Let's see what he,
probation,
I know, you'll find this.
and what you're looking at is potentially 5 years in the prison, do you understand? All right, the court is going to sign the motion to withdraw. And there's to be no contact. Ms. Abrams, there's to be no contact with the complainant, Richard, SLAGTER.
GTER.
Anything, give that to Ms. Abrams. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
I reviewed the file provided to me by Supervision Officer Simonelli. The defendant has a successful affirmative defense for due diligence for the condition. and
I
violation
imagine so,
allegation.
because this is from 1999.
Yes, Judge.
Isn't it Prince? We're gonna party like it's 1999. This is during that time frame. All right. The court will sign the motion to withdraw.
Judge, any direction on if the termination will be unsat or sat?
Well, has he successfully completed it? If he hasn't successfully completed it, then it'd be terminated unsatisfactorily. If he successfully completed, then it'd be terminated satisfactorily.
If I remember correctly, he had not completed his supervision hours.
All right.
Judge, there are no program or classes or community service hours listed. There is a remaining balance on the account.
But he didn't have a financial means to pay it, so.
All right, so y'all have to present evidence of that, because I don't have any evidence of that. So it's gonna be term unsat. All right, thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Yeah, uncles. Laura.
I have two, please, this morning.
He's gotta go to 16.
15, okay, next door.
So they're recommending for you that you go to safety because you didn't qualify for felony drug court. So. And you were medically disqualified for DDRF.
Okay, if I might speak for that.
Yes.
The drug court refusal was because she had a warrant in Wilson County.
Okay.
That had since been cleared, so she would qualify for drug court.
So what I'll do then is I'll alter them in conditions. If y'all will refer her then back to felony drug court. And
In
yes,
addition, she's been taking drug treatment while she's been at the jail.
awesome.
They've already given you time. So you.
She's finished that doing well, and they have her on a maintenance program, so if she uses, she gets sick, so that's a pretty good incentive.
All right.
So
Probation.
we refer to felony
Yes.
drug court?
Since she lives in Karnes County, would it be possible to be treated to?
If she lives in Karnes County, they're not gonna accept her in felony drug court.
There
Right.
was,
So I was wondering if we could, since she's been getting treatment and continuing on a maintenance program. Her job down in Karnes County she's been working for a firm that fails hay.
Mhm.
That season's about to start again, and they've held her job open. But they won't be able to continue, but I mean, if she doesn't have a job, she can't afford to pay probation anyway.
Well, no, she's either gonna go to safety or go to felony drug court, and if she's out of county, felony drug court won't accept her here in Bear County. If you want to check and see if there's a felony drug court in Karnes County, I don't know if there is. And see if they will place her in the program there.
Okay.
Judge, I believe we spoke about this the last time she was here, before she was referred to felony drug court the first time. And she indicated that she did have somewhere where she could stay here,
Mm-hmm,
which was at her mom's address in Bear County.
mm-hmm. Oh, all right. So then we'll do a referral to felony drug court.
Okay.
All right.
And if not accepted, do we move forward with the safe P?
We'll come back and I'll see
Okay,
if that's still a recommendation from probation.
okay.
All right, so Ms. Drummond, what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna be referred to felony drug court. If for some reason that doesn't work out, we'll bring you back and we'll figure out something. It's okay? All right, thank you. You're welcome. All right, we're here for discovery. And you've received the CPS records?
I have, yes.
All right, is there any other outstanding discovery?
Yes, I made that request.
All right, what is outstanding?
So I am needing phone evidence, home surveillance evidence that the CW have handed over to law enforcement. That is not in any of the discovery.
All right, do you have the surveillance?
We were working on getting on that, and as soon as we can, we will provide that to Ms.
I also made a request for counseling records.
Okay, so we need home surveillance and the complaining witness has that?
Your Honor, I was just alerted that these exist from defense's knowledge. At this time, I haven't confirmed their existence, nor have I confirmed the existence of the counseling records. Defense counsel sent us a request asking for these items, so as soon as we confirm their existence. we'll
All right,
provide
and the phone records that you're saying, whose phone records?
So it would be home surveillance that was on the phone of the victim's mother. And she had turned that into law enforcement on my review of the evidence, but I do not have that in any of my e-discovery. The same can be said for a prospective witness who offered that too. I don't have any of it.
All right, and then the other thing you said, medical records or?
No, within the medical records, there was reference to counseling that was to begin on December 19th of last year. These medical records were from October of last year, so we're needing to see if there was counseling and there are records of that.
All right, so let me see here. I'm gonna give you all a little extra time so that you can obtain this. I know how it is sometimes with third parties who have video and you actually don't have them and it's a layperson.
Yes, sir.
We'll recall this. Are you available for July 21st?
Yes,
All right, so we'll recall this for July 21st. Is there anything else?
nothing further.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Court is calling 2024 CR 0111671 State versus Jamal Ricardo Fisher. Can I have parties announced?
Ashley Jones for the state.
Megan Enriquez for Jamal Fisher.
And are you Mr. Fisher?
That's me.
To review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney, did you understand it? Are you the same Jamal Ricardo Fisher who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2024 CR 011671 for the offense of injury to a child, elderly, or disabled person with intentional bodily injury on January 27, 2025 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yeah.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor, the state is going to proceed on violation of condition number 4. On or about the 28th day of February 2025 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant, Jamal Ricardo Fisher, did then and there fail to conduct himself in a proper and orderly manner during an inmate video conference meeting with the Bear County Community Supervision and Corrections Department Supervision Officer in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
And the state will waive the remaining violation.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4? Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there proposed agreement?
There is not, Your Honor.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, at this time, the recommendation from probation is amend for DDRF. I do believe that the defendant has undergone a mental health and a TAP, substance abuse evaluation, both recommended DDRF, and at that time, that is the state's recommendation as well.
Thanks.
Yes, Your Honor, and that was the basis for his outburst with the probation officer. He does deny some of the things that he's alleged to have said, but he does ultimately agree that he did use profanity that was inappropriate. That's why he did decide to plead true. I believe what happened is that at the very beginning, when he pled for deferred, he was misinformed. He believed that he would be getting out. He says he signed for probation because he thought he would get out that day or the next day. But instead he was held in custody. Explained that that's routine and normal and that happens all the time. And so he waited in custody for 3 different evaluations. I believe the TAP, the mental health evaluation, and what was the other evaluation? Oh, okay. A drug court evaluation. And so he waited in custody for those, and ultimately the mental health evaluation recommended DDRF. So when the probation officer came to meet with him, he says that the video wasn't on, he could hear him, and he was explaining to him that there were going to be new conditions, but he didn't have new conditions in front of him. He, in his mind, didn't feel that DDRF was appropriate for him. He says he doesn't have a drug problem, and since it's dual diagnosis, he doesn't believe his issue is drugs and that he's not a drug user, and that he was just trying to explain that to his probation officer, albeit with profanities, because he was upset that the probation officer explained to him that there was a long wait, and that upset him. And so that was what got us here today, was that interaction with the probation officer. But leading up to that, he was further upset, and he wants to explain it to you in his words as well, but this is kind of a synopsis of what he's told me.
Well, let me explain something,
Sure.
sir. I go over conditions with people in great detail. I go over conditions of probation with people in great detail. And I always ask people if they understand what they're being ordered to do. And if they don't understand, I explain it to them. So what I can tell you, when I place you on probation, what I said was a $1,500 fine, probated, 4 years deferred adjudication, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, 100 hours of community service restitution. That was to be waived once he completed anger management, affirmative finding of family violence, no contact with the complainant, and Madam Circle, which was an address, referral to felony drug court for their dual diagnosis program, a MIC evaluation, and DDRF. That's what I ordered. And so what I said was, we're going to try felony drug court with their dual diagnosis because it doesn't take them as long as DDRF. But the court did order you to go to DDRF, or at least be evaluated for DDRF if felony drug court doesn't accept you. And the reason why I ordered that was based upon the evidence that was presented to the court on the day of sentencing, that there are some mental health issues. Now, if I send you out into the world and I do not give you help from your mental health issues, you know what's going to end up happening? You're going to end up back here and you're going to say, well, judge, your attorney will say, judge, he needed mental health treatment and you didn't even try to give it to them. That would be my fault. That's on me, right? But when I give you things that you need to be successful on probation, you have to sign for those. And let me explain to you, everybody has a right to their feelings, to be angry, to be upset. But at the end of the day, guess what? Everybody's just trying to do their job and they're hoping that they will have a nice day at work. Some people, it's like, gosh, I was supposed to be retired, or I really didn't want to do this as my career. Now I got to suck it up and just continue to do it. And I really don't like it. It's not my passion. Some people, I was only supposed to be here for 1 year, then I was going to trade school or going to college and do something else with my life. So everybody is just trying to have a pleasant day. And if everyone would treat everybody with kindness, it would really go a long way because everybody's just trying to do their job.
Amen.
So what I'm telling you is I have ordered DDRF. You're gonna have to sign for DDRF. If you don't want to sign for DDRF, then what I will do, I will revoke you and I will sentence you to 3 years in the prison. So you have two choices. And these are the only choices you have. Don't come to me with a third choice. Two choices, sign for DDRF or 3 years.
Can I just share? Man, I never once had an issue with DDRF, and I know what she recommended. I never saw DDRF, as I was explaining to my lawyer. When my probation officer met with me on that Zoom call on the 28th, that was the first time I'd ever got actually a chance to meet him. I tried calling him, my mom and dad had tried calling him, my previous attorney tried calling him, just to say hi. I'd never even heard of it.
But you know what the appropriate response is?
Name.
If somebody wants you to sign a contract, at least in this realm, in the 187, you need to say, well, I'm confused, sir, because I don't believe the judge ordered DDRF for me. I would like to go back to court. And then that would have been the end of it. Everybody would have been like, okay, and you would have came to court and you know what I would have done? I would have said, Mr. Fisher, I ordered first felony drug court because it's a short wait time. And then if not accepted by felony drug court, DDRF. And then that would have been done. I always tell people, don't get upset because things are not going your way. If you are confused about something in this court, you can always come back to the court and say, Judge, they want me to sign up for DDRF. It's my understanding I'm not supposed to sign up for DDRF.
I didn't mean that my problem wasn't with the recommendation. And if he had said that, I would have been like, okay, well, this is my thing. You gave me, I thought it was a blessing, still think it's a blessing to be on probation.
Mhm.
I don't care, DDRF, whatever it is, if you're asking me that, you're the judge, so I'm not gonna say no. When the probation officer, all he said, his exact words, I was like, she wants to go to DDRF, and I didn't know if he meant, said she was talking you or someone from the evaluations. All I asked was, what's DDRF? And his exact words were, you're going to have to wait a minimum 6 to 8 months to get a bed, and then it's a 4-month court. That's when I lost my cool. Then even after that, he didn't say these are conditions of your probation or explain what DDRF was. I was never upset about the recommendation. I didn't even know DDRF was a thing. The only reason I reacted the way I did was he said, you're gonna have to wait 6 to 8 months for bed. And I didn't know what that was for. I'm not gonna say no.
So here's the thing. So if you want DDRF as opposed to the prison term, all right. So I'm gonna deny the motion, alternate amend conditions for DDRF. Council, what I'll do is, Ms. Ferguson, I need a phantom date for a setting of 60 days. We'll come back in 60 days to see where he is in the process. Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, 60 days, phantom date. All right, so we'll be back in July 10th. July 10th, it's not going to appear in the system because if we have it in the system and they're ready to transfer to DDRF, they won't, and you'll lose your place. Okay. So it's just a phantom date, but everybody here knows July 10th. Okay. All right, probation, is there anything else he needs? All right,
Just to
thank
be
you.
clear, Judge, so that he's admonished here on the record. So today he will have to sign his new conditions agreeing to go to DDRF and he'll be placed on the wait list as of today.
Yes.
No.
No?
The waitlist evaluation.
All right, so you still have to do a medical evaluation and everything of that nature, okay? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. And then the court is going to take its recess. Court is calling 2025 CR 003-593 State versus Alexandra Hernandez Mejia. Could I have parties announced?
Jason Gear here for the state, Your Honor.
James Seeloff for the defense.
And are you Hernandez Mejia? All right, did counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, I have, and I downloaded it already and viewed it with her.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we're waiving count one and proceeding on count two alone.
Any objection?
That's our understanding and no objections.
Did you review the admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand in count two, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, she has.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I believe she does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe she does.
Has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count two. There's a $2,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication, and there's to be restitution to SAPD for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense?
Yes, that's our understanding. We don't agree with the latter part,
What's the latter part?
the non-agreed part, huh?
Below the line.
Below the line.
Okay, all
Okay,
right.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. State?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There has not been.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 5 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours community service restitution, and no contact with Stephan, Stethan Palacios Cruz. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state? And the court does not have to follow those recommendations. All right, so here's the thing. What I'm telling you is, do you understand that those are recommendations from the state? Do you understand the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged in count two, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. State Exhibit number 1 with all of its attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, we're ready for sentencing. There's no reason not to.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. As far as the gentleman that no contact with, and I told the prosecutor at the end, he is the father of her child.
Mhm.
So there has to be contact. This is a situation where they were trying to, I guess, do a business that didn't work out too well. She does have a marijuana problem, not a cocaine problem, but she does have a marijuana problem. She's been smoking since 16. No cocaine though. That was for sale. I'd like the court to take into account and ask for 4 years instead of 5 years. Lower the community service and probate the fine because she's court appointed and she has she's a single mom. She has no money coming in from the father, I guess, on a permanent basis for child support. And so I asked the court's consideration in those matters.
All right, how old are you? Where's your child? All right, and how old is she? All right, so basically, the grandparents are taking care of the child. No, but do you and the father take care of her? So how are you all taking care of child when you're using marijuana and you all have all this cocaine in the vehicle and a gun? I'm telling you right now, if your child were in that car, ended up using the gun, accidentally killing themselves or killing somebody else, you would be boo-hooing, asking for a GoFundMe page for a funeral. And then you're using cocaine, and then you can't stop using marijuana. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be? All right. How often are you using marijuana? All right. So here's the thing. I'm going to grant your application for probation. I'm trying to discover what conditions to place for you. So how often are you using marijuana? And what do you do for work? That's the new West telemarketing.
They do it at home, she says. I've never heard of that, but maybe that's why they get so many hangups on my phone.
All right. And how far did you go in school? What are you planning on doing with the rest of your life? What's your dream job? What I can tell you is I'm not going to allow you to have contact with Stefan Palacios Cruz. It appears to the court that the grandparents are taking care of the child anyway. And on it, when you all are riding around with drugs, marijuana, and guns in a vehicle, where was she? With his mother. So basically, you have grandparents who are being parents, and I'm sure they are just devastated with worry whenever your child is along with you two, because you all are doing crazy things and you both have a drug issue and then trying to sell cocaine. Not going to happen in this court. Is Child Protective Services involved? I don't know why they are not, but that's not my call. I can't pick up the phone and call them and tell them, hey, look at these people here who need Child Protective Services in their life. All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated, 6 years deferred adjudication. If she completes everything early, I'll consider early termination.
She's gone a little bit more than the state asked for, but you can get off early if you do everything.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs, tests for levels, do a referral to felony drug court and a TAP evaluation out of custody. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors.
With who?
With minors. So you're not to have unsupervised contact with your child until you test negative.
That means your mother has to be present while you have the child.
I do see.
Okay.
See, as I said, the grandparents are taking care of the child. I don't know what's happening with this generation. There's going to be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. 100 hours will be waived upon completion of parenting classes. The other 100 hours will be waived. I'm requiring parenting classes, but the other 100 hours will be waived if you obtain some type of trade school certificate or complete some higher level of education. There's to be no contact with Stefan, Stephan, Palacios Cruz. There's to be 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, and to follow all TAP evaluation recommendations. There's to be restitution to SAPD for drug tests. Probation, is there anything else? Yes.
Thank
And
you.
then before she has the unsupervised contact, come back to the court to remove that.
Would you consider your contact order at that time also, or
With
not?
regards to the defendant,
Stefan?
no.
That's the father of the child. I don't know.
Yeah, that relationship is not working out for you, and maybe it's working out for you, it's not working out for your child.
You understand? Do you have any questions for the judge?
And basically it appears to the court that the grandparents are raising this child anyway. You all are just fly by night people who happen to produce the child. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. I'm going to tell you what I would always tell my clients on the family law side. Where you are today, hopefully is not where you're gonna be at the end of everything. Everybody hopefully is working on improving themselves. Do you understand? So you need to work on improving yourself for you and for your child. If your goal is, you know what, I love this Stephen guy, I'm gonna ride or die with him, then you need to excuse yourself from your child's life. Write her a little letter explaining to her when she's 18 that you chose this man over her and that you're just gonna be the fun person who comes in once in a while and gives them a gift. But don't keep breaking their heart by doing the wrong things. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes. All right, this is the last case before,
Your Honor, I have a meeting. Do I come back at 1:30?
yes,
Okay, I'll tell my client.
sure.
And I'll come back at 1:30.
All right, thank you. All right. Hi. Court is calling 2025 CR 003243 State versus Veronica Wicks. Am I pronouncing your name correctly? All right, could I have parties announced for the record? State,
Andrew Harris, Edelman.
defense,
Fernando Ramos for the defendant.
and are you Ms. Wicks? Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
We have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Is there an application in this case?
There is, Judge.
I don't have an application. Did you all file an application?
We did, Your Honor.
Ah, I have it.
Okay.
All right. Did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 1 to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand, counsel? Did you understand that if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea? If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Ms. Wicks, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promise you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? Yes. According to the plea, the state recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration NIMAG number 761063. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Yes. Counsel, are there any such motions?
None.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. Did you understand that's a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
State offers exhibit 1 and attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
State, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Good, we waive our right to have a PSI and ask you to be sentenced today.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, my client was born in Arizona, lived in Bear County for the last 9 years or more. Is employed in landscaping, that he is her husband. Has no children and hopes that he will grant this application.
All right, is that true? You have no children? All right, what are the ages of your children that you do have? I'm sorry, I know you're saying you don't have any of them with you, but what are the ages? So you have a total of 2 children? Who are they with? Have they been adopted? All right. And what is the writing on your face? Okay, and who is Victor Castillo to you? All right. And does he have any children? And what are their ages? And other than this landscaping business, do you have any other employment or means of support? All right, so you're gonna have to get employment. Is there a reason why you're not working? I'm sorry, what? Okay, I am so sorry. My allergies are acting up. Would you repeat that again? All right, are you a citizen? All right, so why are you getting paid under the table? All right, so here's the thing. I know that sometimes people do this under the table thing, but that's gonna catch up to you. All right, so you're gonna have to get your ID and whatever else you need so that you can stop being paid under the table. Because when people are paying you under table, who knows? Maybe they're not paying you what your value is to the company, because they can do that because you don't have any ID. And their whole thing is, who you're gonna tell? You're committing an offense by accepting payment under the table. You understand? And you live with this Victor Castillo? Who all lives in the household? The boss's wife? And their children. All right, this is what the court is gonna do. The court is gonna sentence you to 5 years deferred adjudication. If you're drug tested today, what are the results gonna be? All right, there's gonna be regular reporting by Zoom and in person, regular random UAs, a TAP evaluation, out of custody, X. We'll do a referral to felony drug court, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors, no contact with minors, field visits 1 time per month until further notice, 200 hours of community service restitution, 140 sober meetings in 140 days. And take in consideration NITMAC number 761063. Probation, is there anything else?
You said 120 as far as the service hours.
200 hours of community service. Yes.
Nothing else there.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? No. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Yes. All right, we can go off the record. To be successful in this courtroom, communication is key. If there's an issue, let probation know. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come to court. And I will tell you, I'm not a doctor, but methadone, that's not supposed to be a lot. You're on it for life. You understand? So you're going to need to start doing your sober support meetings and getting with the sponsor. All right. I don't want you to be one of those persons who ends up in prison for the rest of their life, or somebody has to identify your body. You understand? All right. Good luck to you. You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Judge.
Thank you.
I apologize, I misunderstood my client, Judge.
Oh, no problem.
May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. The court is going on recess to